Okay, with Cam, uh, we're all frustrated. Obviously, in those moments, we want to make sure it doesn't get the best of us. But with that frustration comes a resolve.
Breaking news out of Cleveland. Myles Garrett has officially reached his breaking point, and now it's chaos in Browns territory. Reports are flying that the Philadelphia Eagles, along with multiple other franchises, are circling like sharks, ready to grab him the moment he's free. If this trade actually happens, it could completely crush what little stability the Browns have left. Their offense is already hanging by a thread, and if Garrett walks, their defense, the only thing keeping them alive, will collapse overnight. Garrett isn't hiding his anger anymore either. He straight up called out head coach Kevin Stefanski for playing favorites, saying he's been protecting quarterback Dillon Gabriel while freezing out Shedeur Sanders. That's a wild accusation, but coming from the team's top player, it hits hard. Garrett reportedly believes Stefanski's bias has destroyed team chemistry and tanked their performance on the field. Sources inside the locker room say the tension is so thick you could slice it with a helmet. Players are choosing sides, and what was once a united squad is now split in half. Stefanski's camp versus everyone else. The Browns' future has never looked shakier.
Because that's all it was. They haven't done anything to show any one of us from afar we're willing to win right now.
If their leader on defense walks, they'll lose not just talent, but their identity. Fans are terrified this could spark a total rebuild, while insiders whisper that the front office is already panicking behind closed doors. Myles Garrett finally snapped after that humiliating loss to the Patriots. During the post-game press conference, he didn't sugarcoat a thing. He made his frustration crystal clear, leaving reporters stunned and teammates dead silent. The cracks in Cleveland's foundation just turned into craters. He didn't hold back for a second. Myles Garrett tore into the situation with pure honesty, openly criticizing what's happening inside the Browns' locker room and making it loud and clear. He doesn't care what Kevin Stefanski thinks anymore. He's fed up with the non-stop excuses about the quarterback mess. His words hit like a bomb. He's been giving his all every single week, but how can they win when the offense keeps collapsing? Garrett said it straight. He's out there busting his back for a team that keeps wasting his efforts. Every sack, every hit, every play, it's like it doesn't even matter anymore. And now, reports are dropping that Stefanski himself is trying to push Garrett out. That's beyond wild. It's betrayal on a professional level. It's becoming clearer every day where Stefanski's loyalty lies, and it sure isn't with the guys keeping his defense alive. Word is the Philadelphia Eagles are going all in to make this trade happen. They want Garrett, and they want him bad. Sources say the Browns are demanding 3 first-round picks plus a player in return, a monster price tag that screams desperation. But even with that, everyone knows letting someone like Myles Garrett hit the market is insane. You don't trade away your backbone and expect to survive.
I want to win. I don't care how much time is on the clock. They got their starters in. There's a chance we can win. I want to be a part of that. I don't care how dire the situation looks. I'm going to try to make something happen. So I hate coming out of those situations. I hate, that kind of inevitability and not being able to do anything about it, because I want to win.
Still, Stefanski's digging in. His focus seems less about winning and more about getting Garrett out the door, no matter the cost. Fans can't believe it. The locker room can't believe it. This move could blow up in their faces like never before. And if you think this is just some rumor cooked up by the media, think again. This drama is very real, and it's just getting started. After that crushing loss to the Patriots, Kevin Stefanski didn't hesitate to throw Myles Garrett under the bus. In his post-game comments, he claimed the team's frustration was understandable, but then twisted it by saying it shouldn't be directed at any single player, a thinly veiled jab at Garrett's emotional reaction. It was clear what he meant. Stefanski thought Garrett's anger was out of line and unnecessary. That cold, dismissive attitude hit deep, especially coming from the head coach. Stefanski made it crystal clear. He didn't care about Garrett's outburst, and he wasn't about to back down. That moment marked a breaking point, and not long after, the trade rumors started flying faster than ever. Suddenly, insiders and analysts were buzzing, and the idea of Garrett actually leaving Cleveland didn't sound so far-fetched anymore.
Garrett coming to New England. And there was some moves made by the New England Patriots last night. New England Patriots trade away 2 players and a couple 7th-round picks for 6th-round picks in return from the 49ers and the Steelers as they trade away Keon White to the 49ers and Kyle Duggar to the Pittsburgh Steelers last night.
Then came Ocho chiming in with his take, and he didn't sugarcoat anything. He pointed straight at the rising tension tearing through the Browns' locker room. Ocho called it what it is, a leadership crisis. He pointed out that Stefanski keeps playing favorites, still backing Dillon Gabriel, while Shedeur Sanders sits in the Shedeurs, ready and waiting. That favoritism is rubbing everyone the wrong way, especially a veteran like Garrett, who's tired of watching the same mistakes repeat week after week. When a player of Garrett's stature publicly calls for offensive changes, it's a major red flag. But instead of listening, Stefanski's doubling down, refusing to budge and keeping Gabriel as the starter no matter what. That level of stubbornness is pure madness. And now, the frustration in that locker room is ready to explode. Myles Garrett's frustration with Kevin Stefanski isn't just understandable, it's justified to the core. The man delivered one of the most dominant performances of his entire career, racking up 5 sacks in a single game. 5! 2 of those were absolute game savers, stopping what could have been sure touchdowns from the opposing team. Without Garrett, that loss would have been a total disaster, maybe even a blowout. And yet, after putting on a defensive masterclass, what does he get in return? Nothing but silence and disrespect. Garrett's been laying it all on the line. Every snap, every hit, every ounce of energy, only to watch Dillon Gabriel miss throws, stall drives, and crumble under pressure. You can feel the frustration every time Garrett walks off the field shaking his head, knowing he's carrying the defense while the offense collapses like wet paper. Stefanski still refuses to face reality. He won't admit there's a quarterback problem, won't give Shedeur Sanders the chance he's earned, and instead keeps clinging to Gabriel like his job depends on it. The trade rumors are boiling over now, and it's starting to look like the Browns might actually let Garrett go. That's beyond insane. The front office seems completely out of answers. Garrett's made one thing clear: he wants to win. He's not interested in politics, excuses, or loyalty to bad leadership. But Stefanski clearly isn't on his side, and that's tearing the team apart. Even worse, sources say Garrett was benched during key moments of that game, right when he was dominating. That's not strategy, that's control. Now the Browns board is scrambling, quietly exploring trade options as Garrett's patience hits its limit. It's a cruel move, and fans know it. The man who's been the heart of their defense might soon be gone, all because of pride, politics, and a coach too stubborn to see what's right in front of him. Things are spiraling fast in Cleveland, and now the talk's getting louder. The New England Patriots are eyeing Myles Garrett. Word is, this deal isn't just a rumor anymore, it's heating up for real. Pat McAfee dropped the bomb on his show, saying the Patriots are seriously interested in bringing Garrett to Foxborough. That's a statement move, and New England doesn't chase big names unless they mean business. Reports say the Patriots are already crunching numbers and talking about clearing major cap space just to make it happen. Some players could be on the chopping block to make room. That's how badly they want Garrett. This isn't some half-baked rumor. This is a franchise ready to pull the trigger for a generational defender. And if the Patriots make the first move, other teams might jump in fast, forcing the Browns to decide whether they'll fight to keep him or let him walk. McAfee went even further, comparing this potential blockbuster to the shocking trade that sent Micah Parsons to Green Bay. He said straight up that New England's got the salary room and the motivation to make a deal that would shake the league. If that happens, it could send Cleveland straight into panic mode. Losing Garrett would leave a crater-sized hole in the Browns' defense. He's their backbone, their spark, their entire identity. Without him, that defense collapses, and the team's morale goes right with it. The locker room's already boiling with frustration, and a trade like this could be the final explosion. At this point, the Browns are standing at the edge of disaster. Stefanski's rumored push to part ways with Myles Garrett could end up being the worst decision of his career, maybe even the one that ends it. Myles Garrett isn't just another player, he's the foundation of the Browns' entire defense. Losing him would be a nightmare scenario, leaving a gaping hole that could cripple the team for years. This is the same guy who dropped 5 massive sacks against the Patriots, practically carrying the defense by himself while the offense fell apart. He's been putting in superstar-level performances, and instead of being celebrated, he's growing more frustrated by the day. And honestly, who can blame him? Between the quarterback chaos and Stefanski's stubbornness, Garrett's patience is hanging by a thread. He's been open about his disappointment and how things are being handled, calling out the lack of accountability and direction coming from the top. Now that trade talks are swirling, with powerhouse teams like the Philadelphia Eagles and New England Patriots circling like vultures, the Browns are stuck in a brutal dilemma. Stefanski's obsession with Dillon Gabriel, even after weeks of poor showings, is pushing everyone to their breaking point. Players are losing faith, fans are furious, and Garrett's had enough. His repeated calls for an offensive shakeup are a flashing red warning light. This team is in trouble. But instead of fixing the real problem, Stefanski seems focused on one thing: pushing Garrett out. That's not leadership, that's self-destruction. Pat McAfee even doubled down on his show, saying the Patriots have the money and the motivation to pull off a blockbuster deal for Garrett, one that could rival the Micah Parsons trade to the Packers. That kind of move would shake the entire league. But for the Browns, it would be catastrophic. Losing their defensive anchor would destroy team morale and send their rebuild spiraling backward. If Stefanski really lets this happen, it won't just be a trade, it'll be the final nail in Cleveland's season. The tension in Cleveland has officially hit its breaking point. Behind closed doors, sources say Myles Garrett has stopped holding back. He's calling out the dysfunction straight to the faces of those responsible. Reports claim he confronted Kevin Stefanski and key front office figures, demanding real answers about the team's direction and that endless quarterback mess. Garrett's words reportedly left the room silent. He's done playing politics and tired of watching a losing culture get rewarded with excuses. Inside the locker room, the energy has shifted big time. Some players are backing Garrett, agreeing that Stefanski's blind loyalty to Dillon Gabriel is tanking the season. Others are scared to speak up, afraid of getting benched or traded next. It's chaos disguised as team unity, and everyone knows it. Sources close to the team even say Garrett's frustration has reached the point where he's not ruling out requesting a trade himself, just to escape the drama and find a team that actually wants to win. Meanwhile, Stefanski's acting like everything's fine. He's brushing off the noise, insisting the team just needs focus, but nobody's buying it. His refusal to address the obvious is driving a deeper wedge between him and the players. It's like watching a coach in denial while his own locker room unravels around him. If the Browns lose Garrett, they're not just losing a defensive leader, they're losing the heartbeat of the franchise. He's the one guy still fighting with passion, while the organization keeps tripping over its own ego. The fans can see it, the analysts can see it, but somehow Stefanski can't. Now the big question is, how much longer before Garrett officially snaps? Because at this point, it feels like the Browns are one loss away from watching their entire season, and maybe their future, explode in real time. The fallout from all this is getting ugly and fast. Insiders are saying that Myles Garrett's relationship with Kevin Stefanski is officially broken beyond repair. What started as quiet frustration has now turned into open defiance. Garrett's no longer sugarcoating anything. He's showing up, dominating on the field, and walking straight out of press conferences without even acknowledging Stefanski. That's how deep the tension runs now. Players have started whispering that meetings are pure chaos. The locker room's divided into camps, those who still believe in Stefanski's system and those who've lost faith completely. And let's be real, the ones who've checked out are the ones putting up the real numbers on the field. You can feel the resentment building every Sunday, especially when Garrett's defensive brilliance gets wasted by an offense that can't find the end zone. To make matters worse, reports claim that Stefanski has been quietly meeting with front office execs to discuss the future of the team, which everyone knows is code for trade talks. The idea that they'd even consider moving Garrett, the only consistent star keeping the Browns relevant, is beyond reckless. It's like they're ready to burn down their own house just to prove a point. Meanwhile, Garrett's agent has gone silent, refusing to comment, which only makes the rumors spread faster. Fans online are losing it, calling for Stefanski's firing, demanding answers, and flooding social media with Keep Garrett campaigns. The city feels like it's bracing for a breakup no one wants, but everyone sees coming. And here's the thing. If this trade actually happens, the Browns might never recover from it. You don't just replace a force like Myles Garrett. This isn't about money anymore. It's about pride, loyalty, and a franchise tearing itself apart from the inside. Cleveland's about to learn the hard way what happens when you push your best player too far. Now the Browns are standing right on the edge of total collapse. Sources close to the team say Myles Garrett has stopped trying to fix things. He's emotionally checked out. He's still showing up, still dominating, but you can tell his heart's not in Cleveland anymore. Every time he walks off the field, his body language says it all. This man is done fighting battles that his own coach refuses to acknowledge. Kevin Stefanski, on the other hand, keeps pretending nothing's wrong. He's out there giving the same robotic press answers, saying things like, "We're improving every week," while the whole city can see the opposite. Fans are tired of it. The locker room is tired of it. And Garrett, he's over it completely. His frustration isn't just about losing anymore, it's about being part of a team where accountability doesn't exist. Insiders claim Garrett has already told teammates he's ready for a fresh start and that if the front office doesn't make changes fast, he'll walk. That statement alone has sent shockwaves through the organization. The idea of losing their best player, the literal backbone of their defense, has executives scrambling to figure out what to do next. Meanwhile, the fan base has erupted. Social media is flooded with hashtag #FreeGarrett and hashtag #FireStefanski hashtags. Cleveland is eating itself alive from the inside. Fans are turning on management, players are losing trust, and every rumor makes things worse. The team that once dreamed of playoffs is now a full-blown soap opera of egos, frustration, and broken promises. If Stefanski keeps pushing Garrett away, the Browns might be walking straight into their darkest era yet. You don't drive out your franchise player and expect the locker room to stay loyal. And if Garrett really leaves, that's not just a trade, that's the day Cleveland officially gives up on winning. Stefanski's move might make sense to him, but to everyone else, it looks like pure self-sabotage. Sure, maybe it buys him some breathing room or strengthens his grip on the locker room, but at what cost? By pushing out Myles Garrett, he's not just losing a player, he's tearing apart the very backbone of the Browns' defense. That kind of loss doesn't just hurt, it changes everything. Without Garrett leading that line, this team will be exposed like never before. Think about it. This is the guy who built Cleveland's defensive identity from the ground up. He's the spark, the leader, the energy that made opponents nervous before the ball was even snapped. Take that away, and the Browns become a team with no soul, no direction, and no intimidation factor left. That's not strategy. That's suicide for a franchise that's been trying to rebuild for years. The big question now is, what's the real play here? Is Stefanski trying to reshape the team his own way, or just protecting himself while the walls close in? And if Garrett really ends up in New England, or worse, Philly, can Cleveland ever recover from the fallout? Losing a player of that caliber doesn't just hurt the defense, it rips the heart right out of the city. So what do you think? Is Stefanski's decision to push Myles Garrett out the door a bold move, or a disastrous mistake that'll haunt the Browns for years to come? Can this franchise survive losing its biggest star, or are we watching the beginning of a full-on collapse? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe, share this with every Browns fan you know, and we'll see you on the next one.